Hello everyone and welcome in to the last match of the OWC World Cup round of 32. We're here for a very close match between two nearly equally matched teams, Brazil and Italy, seed 15 versus seed 18 in the round of 32. My name is Dio. I'm going to be joined for this match once again in the round of 32 by Dolan. Good afternoon, Dolan.
Hello everyone, how we doing? Brazil versus Italy, Dio. It should be an absolute barn burner of a match to close out the weekend.
Yeah, I agree completely. This is a very good match between two teams who should be pretty evenly matched up against each other, all things considered. Seed 15 versus seed 18 in qualifiers, so of course the second closest matchup on paper. But these teams as well have team compositions that are different from each other. They're built to do different things better than the other team. Italy with a pretty decisive advantage on aim consistency, aim control, the hidden pool in general, the hard rock pool in general. But Brazil would still toss up maps on the reading hidden pick, the precision hidden pick, and with a very decisive advantage on all of the tapping favored maps, things like your Nomad 2 stream map, all of your DT picks typically. Maybe not that DT2 this type around, very different sort of DT map in that DT2 slot for round of 32, but all of these speed picks and that DT1 as well, Brazil definitely looking very good compared to Italy on those,
and that's why
picks. So I am incredibly excited for this match.
Well, and that is exactly why Italy had just banned Nomad 2. Yeah, a very really popular ban this weekend. Yeah, makes sense. Ban the stream map. Good logic. We've seen Nomad 2 and Nomad 3 get banned together as a pair quite often. It would make sense for Brazil to ban Nomad 3, but they have a few other options available to them as well. So we'll see what they go with.
Absolutely. There's options for both teams on this pool. The Nomad 2, I think, is a good ban for teams who are a little tapping gated because of the fact that it is a bit hard compared to stuff like the DT3, like the Fremont 3. So Italy may be saying, we have a chance on these other speed picks to win out against Brazil, but that Nomad 2 probably a bit too tough. And the Hard Rock 2 ban, I think, really interesting coming out of Brazil here. A little bit of a different Hard Rock 2 this weekend, but a very popular ban as well, that Hard Rock 2. And something that in qualifiers is definitely a toss-up. So Brazil may be saying, we don't want to take the chance on losing that map against Italy, where if they high roll, they win, but if they low roll, they could definitely lose it. And maybe a little bit uncomfortable on that Hard Rock 2 at the moment. And for now, going to be getting the first pick from Brazil, and I really do expect it to be one of those speed maps left up, either DT3 or Fremont 2, maybe the DT1 as well.
And I think that ban from Brazil really says a lot about their confidence in Nomad 3, despite the fact that Nomad 3 is, I think, favored slightly towards Italy. It shows that they like their chances and are willing to leave that open for Italy to pick. So, but also, then again, Hard Rock 2 is also a popular ban and has only been played, I don't even think it's been played.
It has been played once. It was played in Poland versus... who was Poland up against? It was played in Poland's match earlier. Poland versus Turkey, thank you. It was played there. Of course, Poland ended up winning that map. They ended up winning the match 5-0, so of course they won that map as well. But for now, we are going to get into our first pick here. Brazil first picking Nomad 4. Mole by Beat Crush, one of the very few non-custom maps in this map pool, and a community tournament map that I know several of these players have played before. Brazil going to have a very good roster for this map, in particular Luiz and Coria Maluco looking very good on those tech picks in qualifiers, but Zubs and Defons, very good fill players for something like this. Defons with incredibly good accuracy on their best run, 99.5% hack for both Defons and Luiz on the tech map in qualifiers. Meanwhile, for Italy, I think a little bit of a substitute here. I don't see Eckley in the lobby right now, who did play that Nomad 4 both times for them in qualifiers, but otherwise the same exact roster. Arj renaming to Omaga for the OWC World Cup. So you're going to see that name change in quite a bit, I think. Arj, very good all-rounder for Italy.
Yeah, that's going to make for a fun casting session here for us. But all right, stage is set. Pick is in from Brazil. Nomad 4 going to get us started here. And our official Bracket K, can't forget the bracket, set to get us started with the first star command of the match in what I think many would call, Dio, one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the weekend.
Yeah, this is for me, this is match of the weekend. I think this is going to be the closest matchup that we have all weekend long, which is really saying something given that a couple of others have already gone to tiebreaker. I think these teams are very, very evenly matched, and we're starting off with a map where I think, again, it could go either way. You're looking at Brazil to come out on top on this one, but the overall scores for both of these teams within 100,000, no matter which way you slice it out of the qualifiers. So incredibly close stuff for both of them to start us off here. And we're going to get into it shortly here. This map, very, very tricky. Lots of this type of slider aim and slider streams, like you saw this there. KuroChi finding the first break on the side of Italy. Luiz gonna trade it right back afterwards. And after we get out of this intro section, there's a little bit of a slow part before we get into the second half with some incredibly fast, incredibly long sliders with some convoluted shapes to them.
Yeah, and pretty much this one is even at the moment. Italy and Brazil just flickering the score right now. The misses traded and even accuracy relatively, and once again misses traded from Korea, Maliko, and ECLY. KuroChi also going down once again will put Brazil on top for now. Lee's also going down along with Korean Maliko. That will begin to eat away at that deficit, at that gap. It's only about 27,000 points.
Korean and Luiz, those two players who were top scoring the tech mapping qualifiers for Brazil, so definitely not the players you want to see go down on their side. But Defons and Zubs, both still very, very solid players in their own right, should be able to put up some pretty solid scores here. Nobody missing during the slow section. Hopefully here, a little bit of a reading test during this slower part as you get some overlapping jump sections here during the slow section. Shadow Modico, a name change for Dem27. Oh my god, the name change for Arj. Both holding onto the FCs for Italy to match Defons and Zubs, Ekli and KuroChi on ever so slightly higher combo.
Ooh, and that's a consequential miss. Yeah, quarter of the map left here. Consequential miss. Italy was pulling it back off of the supporting combo advantage from Modico and Omaga, but that miss from Modico is going to change things. Brazil now looking to run away with it into the ending sections of the match. The miss from KuroChi doesn't hurt. Ooh! The slider break from Omaga is definitely going to seal it. A double miss coming from Brazil here, Dio.
Double miss from Brazil, but I think the damage is done, Dolan. There's a little sliver of map left in the 300,000, now 400,000, and climbing score lead for Brazil as Defons and Luiz finish it out. Never mind, not Luiz and not Defons. It's only Korea and Maliko with combo at the end of the map for Brazil, and nobody with combo at the end for Italy. Very, very close until the ending, though. You saw that ending section, that second half, really make the difference as Shadow Modico, KuroChi, and Omaga all missing in short order for Italy, really bringing the overall score down for the team. And Brazil with a successful first pick on a map where, looking at the qualifier results, you favor them to win it most of the time.
An amazing performance there from Defons. And now Italy up to pick. They need to respond well here.
I think we're going to see Italy tend to favor lots of the aim-focused maps in this map pool. We saw them get slightly better scores on things like the Nomad 1, Nomad 3, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1 in qualifiers. So I really want to see them pick into those types of aim maps, those types of consistency-focused picks or aim control-focused picks. This one definitely speaks to aim control from the side of Italy. I am a little bit curious as to this pick. For Italy in the qualifiers, against Brazil, they were very, very close on the low approach rate hidden and the high circle size hard rock. this free mod pick ostensibly combines both of those into the same map. So you tend to think of this sort of map as a toss-up between both of these teams. That said, Italy is a team that has very, very good aim control. You saw their scores on the alt maps and qualifiers, all very, very solid for them. Both of their scores beating both of Brazil's scores. So maybe saying, hey, despite the fact that we're going to have to play this low AR, high circle size map, and that aspect of it might be seen as a toss-up, the map itself is very good for us, and we're going to show that we can play these types of low BPM, cut streamy, aim control focused free mod picks very well.
A pretty short map coming into this one as well, just over 2 minutes. Again, this does test quite a variety of skill sets for free mod. Not only is it somewhat gimmicky, Dio, you've got AR8 hidden, as you pointed out, the high circle size hard rock. And even on no mod, it is a test of gimmick and consistency a little bit. It's AR8.
Definitely one of the trickier maps in the pool. Definitely one of the trickier maps in the pool. We have seen this get picked quite a bit, but the average score on this is relatively low. I mean, vast majority of teams who play this get below 3 million, and about half of the teams who have played this get below 2.5 million team scores. So this is a low average score kind of map. If you can pop off and get above that 2.5 million score or above 3 million score, you're up there in terms of your ranking on the map overall. So definitely looking to Italy to find a couple of pop-offs here. I think we're likely to see the hard rock there from Omega and Kurochi. There we go. Hidden on Ekli for this map. Shadow Moiko on the no mod.
And we are going to see the same amount of mods, both teams electing to go with one additional hard rock. So we have one no mod apiece, 2 hard rocks apiece, and 1 hidden apiece. Oh my god, with an early miss. But again, early miss even on a short map can be forgiven, as long as there's a recovery that follows it.
Or a miss from the opposing team. Defon's there. Another hard rock main going to be finding a miss here on this map. Defon's and Omega, very comparable players on this sort of map. Both really prefer ulti-style maps and prefer hard rock a lot of the time.
Ooh.
So to see both of them miss early is a little bit rough. And there goes Luis as well for Brazil.
Yeah, that's both hard rocks down for Brazil. FC still on the no mod and hidden for them. But hard rock waited more. And the FCs for Brazil are on one of their hard rocks, one of their hiddens, and their no mod. It's 3 FCs to 2. It's only oh my gosh struggling for Italy. And that's making the difference.
Yeah, Arge really not having the best of times with this map, it seems. The rest of Italy, however, looking fairly good. Shadow Monaco, Dem27, his former name. Kurochi and Ekli also holding the full combos, but there are 2 FCs for Brazil. So both of these teams with a very tenuous grasp of the lead at the moment. It's Brazil now with the lead due to too many misses from Arge.
Ooh, Zubs goes down, traded by Ekli, but it was those supporting combos from Luis and Defons. Luis does go down, though, into the final third. But Italy trades it with a double miss. Korean Maliko completes the trade, even Steven. But it's Brazil. Defons holding, making the difference. Oh my god, he's the only one with combo on Italy. Yeah, Italy need a miss from Defons.
Look at the shakes from Arge as well. How is he hitting anything? No, he is not hitting anymore. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's going to be Defons bringing it home for Brazil. A break point. And that will make it 2-0. Even though Luis comes in with a miss, as well as Zubs, there is no combo really for Italy. 2-0, Brazil.
2-0 Brazil. Too many shakes from Arge there on that map. Just too nervous, it looked like, on this sort of pick to really hold consistent combo like you expect from a player like Arge. Very, very good hard rock player. Very high skill cap hard rock player. I've seen what this player can do on extremely high star rating pools, but the nerves here on the round of 32 pool, too much it seems, as Defon's able to hold on to 800k. Top scoring 2 maps in a row now for Defons. 2 for 2 on the top scores and 2 for 2 on picks for Brazil as well into their second pick now. And this type of breakpoint early on is not something you can typically afford in a matchup that is, on paper, as close as this one. You now very heavily favor Brazil to take this matchup overall because of the way these teams are constructed. Again, very, very different team compositions, but toss-up picks on stuff like that 3-on-3,
hidden
like
two.
that hidden 2. And this is another really interesting pick to me because on paper, you expect this hidden 2 to be a complete toss-up between these two teams. So
honestly, though, Dio,
really
I think what they're doing here, I think what Brazil is doing is it's a very simple but effective strategy. I mean, 2 maps have come and gone, and it's been all Defons already. So at this point, I feel like you just go, hey, Defons, what map should we pick? What do you feel like playing? What are you going to absolutely destroy right now? And we're just going to pick it.
The funniest part about that, Dolan, is I don't think Defons plays this.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute, he ain't a hidden player, though.
He is not a hidden player. He is not reading hidden. So, while on paper I agree with that strategy, in this case, not happening. As the rest of the team says, yeah, we're good at the hidden reading. We're gonna come in and we're gonna win this map.
I'm just gonna go reorganize my notes on my blackboard in the background here. All right, ignore me.
These are some very good rosters for both of these teams, though, on this map. Kirito, Zubs, Corian Maluko, and Checha did play this map during the qualifiers. Checha, funny enough, was actually in on their worst run in the qualifiers. It was actually Louise who came in for their better run on the AR8 map. Shadowmodiko, Hirochi, Ekli, and Giulio were in for both runs for Italy on the AR8 hidden in qualifiers, so not any surprises whatsoever for Italy. Ekli with a very, very early miss, however.
Good news is that this is a slightly longer map, so an early miss is not going to be punished as heavily here. 3 minutes, 19 seconds of hidden, 2 to be precise. It seems both rosters have the capable players to sub in. Kirito is the first miss for Brazil. That's going to even things up a little bit. Italy will begin to pull it back, and they will take control. And now they definitely will with that miss from Zubs, even faster.
This can swap over very quickly, though. This type of map with those long streams that have the flowing attacks, very easy to chain miss, and also very easy to miss on these very awkward jumps. Actually missing the end of the stream. Shadow Modico missing on the jumps beforehand, trading with Zubs there. It's 2 full combos to 2, but better supporting combo at the moment on Kirito for Brazil.
And this one is still very close, approaching the halfway mark. 2 FCs apiece. Will anyone get score capped? Ekli once again finding a drop. That is going to further even things up. Brazil now begin to win that game of tug of war on the scoreline. But again, Dio, it's low AR hidden. The slow sections, they're not free combo. You think they're free combo? That's when they become not free combo. The second you think it's free.
Yeah, definitely still the type of map where you have to keep your reading up and stay on your toes. And Checha, not quite enough on the toes. Same for Giulio, however. They trade the full combos, and now, once again, it's 1-to-1 in full combos. Kirochi and Corian Maluko, the 2 to watch out for. Kirito and Zubs on better supporting combo than Shadowmodiko and Ekli as well. So still combo advantage Brazil, but a very, very small combo advantage and a very small score advantage as well.
Yeah, still quarter map left. That miss from Korea Malco could be consequential here. As here comes Italy. They desperately need this. Karochi's miss is going to be massive along with Modico. It's a double miss in Brazil. Looking to put this one away right here, right now. And may have done it, Dio.
They may as well have at this point. Kirito and Zubs still holding on to big combos. Zubs misses as I call him out there, but as long as Kirito holds, there is nothing that Italy can do. The combos are gone on the side of Italy. It's only Ekli left, and even then, with how little map is left in this one, it is over. Brazil up 3-0 in this matchup, and what looked close on paper is now a completely one-sided affair here in the first 3 picks, Dolan. It's 3-0 for Brazil in what we thought was going to be an extremely close match.
Well, let me tell you something. That just because it's 3-0 doesn't mean it's not a close match. I mean, of course, Italy probably feel differently right now, but when you look at the way these have transpired, Dio, it's been a very much tug of war, back and forth affair. It hasn't been one-sided until the end, when Brazil's consistency seems to pull them through here on every single pick. But despite what the scoreboard says right now, Italy have been putting up decent performances. It's just the consistency in the latter half of the maps.
They start to drop the combo right near the end. 400k on Nomad 4, 200k very close on the free mod pick, and 295k there on the hidden 2. Hopefully this map goes better for Italy. Nomad 1, I think a good pick for them. Something where it can really go either way in pretty much any matchup, that's for sure. Very common pick for low seeds into top seeds in any tournament. Aim consistency on this Nomad 1 is the name of the game, and that's something that Italy had a very good time with in the qualifiers as well. This was a slightly Italy-favored map. They had the better top score between themselves and Brazil, but if Brazil pops off and Italy underperforms, there is still a very good chance that Brazil takes this map, and I feel like that's what we've been seeing in this match. Brazil with very, very good, consistent scores all the way throughout the map, and Italy fairly good in the first half, but just not enough gas in the tank to make it through the second half with those high combos intact as long as they need them.
Exactly. It just seems like whenever Italy has a chance, whenever Brazil provides an opportunity for Italy, they're just not able to capitalize. They find a miss shortly after, but Brazil is able to capitalize off all the Italian misses for the most part, and that's what's been making the difference in this very close matchup. Nevertheless, Dio, despite how close the maps may have been, it is a 3-0 scoreline, and that is a problem for Italy.
Absolutely. Italy really looking for a comeback here in this matchup, as right now, you just have to favor Brazil. This was supposed to be a very close match between these two teams, and while a lot of the maps have been close, the scoreline isn't. Hopefully this roster can start to turn it around, though, for Italy. Shadow, Moriko, Kirochi, oh my gosh, and Julio is the same exact roster they ran with on both of their Nomad 1 runs in the qualifiers. For Brazil, it's HTTD, Defons, Koryamaluko, and Zubs. HTTD coming in for this in favor of Luis during this map. The other 3 players on both runs during the qualifiers as well for Brazil. So maybe just a difference in comfort on the map here. Very, very possible early stage to have that kind of thing happen as we get a little bit of fake slider breaks here at the start. Very common occurrence on this map.
Oh yeah. And again, I think this is a great pick by Italy, as you mentioned earlier. Just given how the match has gone for them, it has to be frustrating on the mental. So you pick Nomad 1, the aim consistency, something you've done well on in qualifiers, in that you know your players are really going to be able to sink their teeth into and have a good time on, regardless of what the other team does. So far, it is Italy in the lead off of accuracy alone, and oh, there was an early miss from Zubs.
Zub's the only thing giving a score lead over at the moment. And, you know, Dolan, this is the kind of map where it's very easy to lose focus for just a moment, and that's all it really takes for a miss to come through. It's at this stage, all of these players are more than good enough to find a full combo on this map. The question really becomes, who can keep the focus the entire way through? Who doesn't get too nervous and shake off of the note? Who is consistent enough to do it in one try every single time? And apparently the players on Brazil just a little bit less consistent, as HTTD there finds the second miss in the lobby and the second miss for Brazil as well.
Yeah, but again, so far this has been the story of the match. You know, Italy putting up a good fight in the early stages of these maps, but it's been in the second half where Brazil have shined and have been able to pull it back. But so far, a great start for Italy. They're pulling out about an 80k lead, almost 100k now. at the halfway mark, that is definitely a good margin to have. Still 4-way FC for Italy. 2 FCs on Brazil. Zubs with a very early miss is about 100 combo behind.
Little breakdown section here, a little bit of a finger control focus, a little bit more difficult on the reading. If you're not focused up during this part, it's very possible to find breaks. And there's one for Defons. That is looking very good for Italy now, Dolan. Oh my god, will trade it, but it's still a decisive combo lead right now for the Italians.
Right, it doesn't really change the situation, right? You're right back where you were. Both teams just have one less full combo. And that situation is not good for Brazil, getting worse with every passing second, as this margin is now over 250,000 points, and we have about a quarter of the map remaining. Now that's still about a minute.
There goes Julio, by the way.
Yeah, but Brazil are going to need a lot more than that. It is a start. It does prevent Italy from running away with it any further, and in fact, they are slowly pulling it back.
Yeah, the big combos on Zubs and HTTD, those early trades not mattering too much here, as now they've got the combo lead for Brazil. Corey Maluko's full combo, key to this operation, however. If he misses, all their chances for another breakpoint on the side of Brazil go away.
But if we see a miss here out of one of the 2 full combos from Italy within the next couple seconds, I mean, things can get pretty hairy. Oh my god is not one of those 2 full combos. But Julio also missing, traded by Defons.
Not the miss that Italy wants to see, though. As we get into the ending here, this score gap is closing pretty rapidly at the moment. I don't think there's going to be enough time, barring any further misses from Kirochi or Shadamotiko, but it is too close for comfort here on this Nomad 1. Kirochi and Shadamotiko needed to full combo this map to secure that point, and they do manage to pull off the double full combo. I'll say it.
Oh no! You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't.
Close enough. Close enough to double full combo.
I'm sure at this point, Italy will just be grateful for a point on the board.
Absolutely.
And Dio, if that miss had happened about 30 seconds earlier, Brazil may take that point. Brazil takes that point. They had the supporting combos there, but Italy was able to hold consistency in the second half of the map for the first time in this match, and it results in a point for them on the board, 3-1.
Yeah, definitely happy to have a point here for Italy right now. They are still down that early break point, but this is a far better game state than if they had lost their Nomad 1 pick just now, and I really feel like after this, they should probably stick to more of those consistency types of maps. You definitely don't want to be picking into the speed. You definitely don't want to be picking into, stuff like that DT2, things where you really don't know the outcome all that well, and where based on the map metadata, that CS6 and really weird wiggles, it feels so RNG, that pick, even for the teams who are on paper very good at it, as we saw with Romania earlier today. So, for the side of Brazil, I think you have a couple of very solid picks left up here. You can go still for maybe something like that DT2, or you can opt into the DT1, DT3, Free Mod 3 trifecta, those speedier maps in the DT and Free Mod pool. And for Italy, you're really looking at the Nomad 3 and the Hidden 1, perhaps the Free Mod 1 and Hard Rock 1. I feel like Hard Rock 1 definitely the most Brazil favorite out of those, however. Very, very good Hard Rock roster on Brazil.
DT3. It's the Autobahn remix.
A little bit to say about this one. Couple of trickier aim and finger control patterns at some points during the matchup, but not a ton of really weird things. It's a map that has a very, very high average score overall. In fact, only 6 rosters that have played this map got under 3 million team score out of a total of 22 rosters that played it. So 16 out of 22 rosters get higher than 3 million score on this map. Very, very high average score map. So you're looking to both of these teams to at least beat that 3 million score mark, if not get close to that 4 million score mark on this sort of pick, especially for Brazil. Very, very good speed roster here. Kirito, Lumis, and Corey Maluko in particular, all very, very good DT players.
And we are getting set now. Start command in from the official. Round number 5 set to get underway. Brazil lead 3-1. They're simply just looking to convert another pick and put the pressure on Italy. And Dio, once again, they pick a very short double time here, just 2 minutes, 20 seconds after double time is applied.
I feel like this works out very well for Brazil. I want to see Italy win this. I want to see Italy take the break point, but by all measures, through the qualifiers, Brazil was just the far better DT squad. I mean, wins on all 3 DT maps in qualifiers, with both of Brazil's runs being better than both of Italy's runs on every single DT map. So it's an uphill battle for Italy on a map like this for sure, and they're already going to have to start climbing a little bit harder here. Rejax with an early miss for Italy. I believe that must be a name change. I'm not familiar with that name, even though I just looked up the players.
Shadow Motoko also dropping. That's 2 misses now for Italy. Leonto also going down. Now it's only Kurochi remaining for Italy, and it's a 4-way FC for Brazil. This one is about to get ugly quick. Now for Italy. Leonto also going down. Now it's only Kurochi remaining for Italy, and it's a 4-way FC for Brazil. This one is about to get ugly quick. And yeah, there's just not much that really can be done now for Italy. It's a 4-way FC on Brazil. Kurochi doing his best to keep pace. Corey Maluko is going to be the first miss for Brazil, but that is still not going to change Italy's fate here on this pick, unless there is a complete meltdown on the Brazilian side into the final third of the map.
Yeah, even with these misses for Zubs and Kramaliko, it just doesn't matter. Like you said, the damage has been done. It's 500,000 score, and at this point, only Kurochi holding on is not nearly enough for Italy to try to stage a comeback on this map, and it is going to be match point for Brazil. Extrudo and Luis going to find the full combo, probably. Okay, they're going to find the 2-way full combo this time around. No curses that time. And yeah, there's 3.6 million team score for Brazil. Expected type of team score for a team that is going to win this pick most of the time. Very, very solid stuff from them. And Italy, again, under that 3 million team score, not where you want to be on a map like this, with that very, very high average overall this weekend. Just not a speed team for Italy, and I think that lines up the next pick for Brazil very well. You're looking at the DT1 or the Fremod 3, and that's really, or Fremod 2, excuse me, and that's really it. For Italy, you need to be ready for either of those picks. You need to have people practicing those, because after a map like this, it feels so telegraphed. That was definitely the most one-sided affair that we have had so far in this match, in what has otherwise been a match filled with very close maps.
Yeah, true, but now it's a tough situation for Italy here. Down 4-1, they will need 4 in a row, or their winner's bracket run is going to be over this year. And they are going to go with Hard Rock 1.
This is a tough pick. This is a tough pick for Italy, I feel like, as well. Hard Rock 1, relatively tech-focused Hard Rock pick. And Italy had a tough time on the tech map already in this round of 32 matchup. Had a tough time against Brazil if you compare their scores on the Nomad 4 in qualifiers. And to boot, has already had a rough go of something like that Fremod 3, which does focus a little bit on some of the same types of things here. That said, it's still at its core an aim consistency map. There's a lot of slider aim in this map, enough to make you take notice, enough to make it feel different from a usual Hard Rock 1 or a usual aim consistency map, but definitely something that Italy can still win if they perform as expected on. Really looking to Kirochi and Arj to pop off on this. Kirochi and Omaga need to be on point for this kind of map. Those are their two top performers on their Hard Rock 1 runs in the qualifiers, and Arj has been really, really shaky this map so far. Being able to get rid of those shakes and perform when it matters will very likely determine whether Italy stays in the winner's bracket or drops out right here.
It's all on the line here. 2 minutes, 8 seconds after double time is applied. Another very short map. Italy putting their winner's bracket hopes all in this pick.
In for this as well. Played every map for Italy in the qualifiers, Shadow Monaco, so not surprising to see them in once again when it matters. And Julio to round out the roster here. Meanwhile, for Brazil, again, a very, very strong Hard Rock roster. Corey Maluco, Zubs, Luiz, and Defons. Corey Maluco, Luiz, and Defons in particular, all extremely strong Hard Rock players. I think Zubs in for this map more so because it is a little bit of a techie map, a little bit of an aim consistency map, so something that he is still going to be strong on in general, regardless of odds. Let's see which of these rosters is able to come out on top. It's looking good for Italy right at the start. Two very early breaks for Zubs and Luiz, but really will not change too much. In fact, the accuracy matters more than the combo at this point in the map.
Yeah, and it's the accuracy that's actually keeping Brazil in front despite two misses. A miss coming out from Kirochi now. Italy still will be able to combo game here, but they are going to need to get the accuracy up. Quarter of the map is already over, Dio.
And Kirochi actually did find a miss earlier on as well, so it's... And again, her accuracy is just really, really rough for Italy right now. The 92% on this map. 94% for Julio as well, and this is looking very good for Brazil at the moment. Largely due to the accuracy. It's sometimes an indicator of comfort on a map like this. And Arj and Kirochi both break on that 1/3 stream there. Oh my god, the shakes for Italy are just too much. Corey Maluco is going to trade, but so does Shadow Monaco. And it's just Julio left against the world right now. Defon's on the full combo. Zubs and Luiz on a high combo as well. And unfortunately, it looks like both of these relatively close on-paper maps are going to end early.
Yeah, this one not looking good for Italy. Brazil looking to close it out in the final quarter of the map, and there's just nothing that can really be done for Italy here, sadly. That score gap is just too massive. Over 500k, over 700k now. And that is going to be a 5-1 win for Brazil here over Italy. It was very close in the early going, the first three maps. But unfortunately for Italy, they went the way of Brazil. And that is going to be how this one ends.
And by the end of the match, it does not even look close. 1 million score lead for Brazil on the last pick. Italy really having a rough go of things in the last couple of picks as Brazil turns up big in the round of 32, and for good reason. These are players who have been consistently solid performers on a wide variety of teams and community tournaments all throughout the year. Corey Maluco in particular, very, very extensive open rank community tournament history alongside Zubs and Defons, who oftentimes accompany him in a lot of those tournaments. So very, very solid stuff for Brazil. I think outperforming the expectations for a lot of people. I know Brazil definitely favored to win this matchup a little bit by the pick'ems, that's for sure, but I don't think a lot of people had it being this one-sided in terms of the map score. Italy definitely kept it close at the start, but by the end here, Brazil, the clear victor.
Definitely, and that is actually going to be the last match of the round of 32, and you know what that means, Dio. We've got a map pool showcase coming up sometime shortly after. I don't know when exactly, but it's going to be over on the main channel.
I do believe that map pool showcase is scheduled to start at 1:30, so in about 20 minutes, that map pool showcase for the round of 16 will be getting started on the main stream, twitch.tv/O2 Live. You all know the drill. Head on over there for the map pool showcase. But before you go, a couple of housekeeping things. Once again, if you want to support your favorite teams in the World Cup, consider buying a banner for your team from the OS store. They only cost $2.50, and they give some money directly back to your favorite teams in the OS World Cup. Additionally, you can also directly support the prize pool this year for the first time in World Cup history. So make sure to do that if you want to support the tournament overall. And with that, I believe we are done here on the second stream for the weekend. For all of us here at the OS World Cup, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you for the map pool showcase.